If you're hunting for a mobile gaming controller, the GameSir G8 Galileo might have caught your eye because it promises seamless control and multi-platform compatibility for just $79.99. But here's what surprised me. It's not as perfect as the glowing reviews make it out to be. In fact, despite its sleek design and impressive features, this controller comes with some glaring issues that could seriously affect your gaming experience. So before you hit that buy button, stick around because today, I'm breaking down the GameSir G8 Galileo's biggest problems and whether it's really worth your money. First things first, the GameSir G8 Galileo ramps up the hype with Hall effect joysticks and Hall effect analog triggers. These buzzwords sound fancy, right? They promise 360-degree seamless control and ultra-responsive triggers that give you the edge in any game. So, for mobile gamers craving precision, that should sound like a dream. But here's the kicker. It only works smoothly if you ditch your phone case or use one that's unbelievably thin, like one thin. If you, like most people, keep your phone protected in a sturdy case, you may have compatibility issues that kill the very seamless experience GameSir is claiming. It's almost like buying a Ferrari, but being told you can only drive it in flip-flops. Still, the G8 Galileo offers some standout features worth talking about. The movable Type-C port is a clever design, allowing you to play while charging, which is a huge plus considering how fast phone batteries drain with mobile gaming. You also get a 3.5mm audio jack, so wired headphones won't mess with your gameplay. Old-fashioned, but gold for any dedicated gamer who refuses to sacrifice audio quality for wireless convenience. But surprise, surprise, while the controller proudly boasts support for both Android and the iPhone 15 series, not everything is as universal as it seems. The GameSir app, which is essential for firmware updates and button mapping, only works on Android. That means iPhone users lose a vital piece of functionality, potentially turning a neat gadget into a complicated paperweight. Don't be fooled by the magnetic detachable faceplates either. They're supposed to make your G8 Galileo as customizable as your in-game character. But honestly, swapping faceplates feels more like a gimmick than a game changer. Want to stand out in the gaming crowd? You'll look cooler, sure, but don't expect it to improve your kill-death ratio. Speaking of customization, 2 extra buttons can be mapped on the fly without software, which is genuinely useful during high-stakes battles when you need quick shortcuts. However, this sounds great in theory but can get confusing without dedicated software support on iOS. Android users get the short straw on some features, which is ironic given the high price. Now, let's talk about who this controller is actually for. If you're an avid mobile gamer who mostly uses Android devices and doesn't mind fiddling with phone cases or occasionally troubleshooting firmware, the GameSir G8 Galileo could be worth a shot. With 360-degree control accuracy and smooth analog triggers, it's a solid option for serious players of titles like Fortnite, Genshin Impact, or Minecraft. But if you're an iPhone user who wants a hassle-free, plug-and-play experience, this might just test your patience. And casual gamers who prefer comfort over customization, this might be overkill, like bringing a bazooka to a snowball fight. Here comes the plot twist. Despite the hiccups, the G8 Galileo does a decent job at multi-platform support. It claims compatibility with Steam Link, NVIDIA GeForce Now, and Amazon Luna, bridging the gap between mobile and traditional gaming platforms. This versatility is something most controllers in this price range don't offer. Imagine streaming your PC games right onto your phone and controlling them with something that feels built for the purpose. However, the connection isn't always as seamless as advertised. Latency issues and connection drops can sneak up during intense gaming sessions. In other words, don't expect a flawless cloud gaming experience just because it's supported. Here's a joke to lighten the mood. Why did the gamer bring a ladder to the tournament? Because they wanted to reach the next level. But seriously, The G8 Galileo tries hard to help you reach that next level with its high-grade Hall effect sensors. They do provide durability since unlike traditional potentiometer-based joysticks, Hall effect sticks have no physical contact, which means less wear over time. So if you're someone who destroys controllers faster than they finish their morning coffee, this might actually be a plus. Let's dive deeper into build quality, because looks can be deceiving. The G8 Galileo's dimensions are 217 by 107 by 54 millimeters, making it relatively compact. The grip is decent, but don't expect it to feel like your console controller in hand. Also, some users have reported the buttons feeling a bit mushy after long gameplay sessions. That's ironic because mobile gaming is all about precision and speed. Laggy or unresponsive buttons can ruin your reflexes faster than you can say lag detected. Another practical issue. The G8 requires a very slim phone profile, and we're talking a maximum thickness of 13 millimeters. Phones with bulky protective cases or camera bumps above 5 simply won't fit properly, which translates to a controller that feels loose or wobbly mid-game, breaking your immersion. Speaking of immersion, here's a question. How many times have you bought a product purely for the hype, only to be disappointed when it doesn't live up to its promises? If you're nodding right now, then you're exactly the person who should watch this review. Don't get me wrong. GameSir has created a premium-feeling device packed with noteworthy features, but some design choices fall flat, especially in real-world use. And while we're on the humor train, here's another one for gamers. Why did the console gamer go to therapy? Because their controller kept disconnecting. Seriously though, connection issues are not just a joke. Users have reported intermittent Bluetooth and wired connection problems with the G8 Galileo, particularly when using adapters or unconventional phone models. For a device that banks heavily on a dependable connection through the movable Type-C port, this is a red flag. But what about the user interface and software? The GameSir app, though only available on Android, is where the magic of customization supposedly happens. Here, you can update firmware, remap buttons, and tweak response curves. However, the app interface has been criticized for being clunky and unintuitive. If you're expecting a smooth setup, you might end up scratching your head instead. Plus, firmware updates are essential because older versions tend to cause lag or disconnection hiccups. So yes, keeping the firmware current is non-negotiable, but is it convenient? Not really. It feels like a chore, especially if you're not tech-savvy. So, what's the final verdict? Should you buy the GameSir G8 Galileo? Well, if you're a hardcore mobile gamer on Android who doesn't mind spending some time tweaking and dealing with minor compatibility quirks, then it could be a worthwhile upgrade from standard controllers. Its Hall effect joysticks and triggers offer impressive precision, and the charging while playing feature with pass-through charging is a blessing. Plus, it supports a wide array of popular games and streaming platforms, broadening your gaming horizons. However, iPhone users looking for plug-and-play simplicity, casual players who prefer comfort and reliability, or anyone with a bulky phone case might want to hold off and explore other options. The hiccups with the app, button feel, and phone compatibility are too significant to ignore for a $79.99 investment. To put it in perspective, it's like buying a Swiss Army knife only to find one of the main blades won't open properly. You need all parts working smoothly to get full value. Before signing off, let me leave you with one last joke. Why don't gaming controllers ever get lost? Because they always stick to their player. And that's kind of the promise GameSir G8 Galileo makes. It wants to stick to your gaming setup perfectly, but falls just short in some key areas. If you're still interested and want to grab the best price, check the Amazon link in the description below. Remember to weigh the pros against the cons and think about your gaming priorities. Sometimes, spending a bit more or less elsewhere might save you from future headaches. Thanks for watching. If you like this honest breakdown, Hit that like button and subscribe for more real-deal product reviews. Game on!